differently abled, differently.
Prothea Kenya is empowering individuals to reclaim their mobility and independence through their remarkable advancement in prosthetic limbs. Take a look at that story.
In a world where technology continues to push the boundaries of what's possible, Prothea Kenya stands at the forefront of innovation.
Where we use 3D technology to make more affordable, high-quality prosthetics and orthotics for Kenyan patients. So we do all kind of prosthetics, like when people lose a limb due to accidents or other reasons, we give them a new limb so they can walk again. I was working in a completely different sector before. I worked in renewable energy. I was visiting Kinshasa, Congo for a project when I saw a lot of amputees. They were sadly enough sitting on the street. It was rain season, so they were literally sitting on the ground in the mud. And my first thought was, it was 3 years ago, my first thought was, how is this possible? In the 1800s, pirates had wooden legs. Why can we in 2020 not give people a leg? This doesn't make any sense. So that's when I started delving a bit deeper into it, into the whole NGO world, into how prosthetics are distributed today. And I found a lot of inefficiencies, a lot of situations that I don't agree with, and a lot of technology that hasn't improved in decades. So that's when I thought that maybe it's time to put prosthetic care into the 21st century, instead of keeping it in the 6th century where it was right now. We've helped about 30 patients by now, and I hope we'll be able to help many more in the following months.
Through the power of 3D technology, they are changing the lives of amputees.
My other company, Ugani Prosthetics, that is a Belgian company, and that is the company that has developed the 3D workflow to make these prosthetics. So we are implementing this workflow here in Kenya through Prothea Kenya.
Evans was involved in a road accident in 2005 and had his leg amputated.
Nilipata accident mwaka wa 2005 pale kwa barabarani. Tulikuwa tunaenda kuwatch mpira, kuangalia mpira. Kwa bahati mbaya hatukuwa na hiyo mpira. Gari ilikuja ikatugonga, wenzangu wengine wawili wakakufa, tukabaki watu 6. Na kwa watu 6 nikilibaki, mimi ndio nikapoteza mguu. Hao wengine wako tu walivunjika. Wakati nilipata accident, mguu yangu ilikanyagwa mbaya sana. Ilikanyagwa mpaka hata mimi niliona, nikaona, nikasema iwezi make. Ilikanyagwa, naona unaweka kama ile miwa, unaona ile miwa ikanyagwa barabarani. Mfupa umetoka dogo. Sasa nikaambiwa tu niambute, nikakubali tu. Nilitumia scratches for a while juu ya hiyo hundu, wakati nilikatwa niliambiwa nikae for some time ili nitafutiwa hiyo mguu ya bandia. Nikatumia for around 3 months hiyo scratches. Na nikakuja nikaorganiziwa na watu wa PDK.
He got selected because when we launched here, we needed to train our medical staff in the use of this new technology. And so we looked for a couple of patients that we could help through this training. But right now the training is over.
He says that he is now able to go about his sporting activities independently.
Mimi nilikuwa napenda sports hapo mwanzo, hata wakati nilikuwa shuleni nilikuwa nacheza sports. 2013 nikaona wenzangu walemavu wengine wanafanya mchezo, pia nikakubali kuingia ndani. Unajua hata unaweza kimbia, unaweza beba nayo chuma, so mimi vile nakuwa mchezaji naweza beba nayo chuma, I can squat, naweza enda nayo chuma ni squat, nipige mguu. Most of the time ukitembea uko comfortable, unasikia uko comfortable. Juu ya hiyo uzito yangu inakusaidia kumove, unaweza songa na unaweza ukivaa mguu, at least unaweza songa pale, bebe weight, ujiload. Then unajisaidia saa zingine, ukishamaliza you can return the weight without bila mtu kukusaidia.
With their presence in other parts of Africa, Florian says that he has a dedicated team here in Kenya who share a common goal.
We started in Western Africa, in Benin and in Ghana, and then we tried to set up something in the DRC. But last year I came to Eastern Africa, and I traveled around the different countries of the East African community. And it seemed to me that Kenya was really the best country to start this. Kenya is a stable country. There is a middle class that is able to afford something. And you have very smart people that are my colleagues today. So it's quite nice to be able to set something up, find the right people, find the right colleagues, and be able to reach out to patients.
Affordability of the limbs in their highest quality is always their goal.
We make all kind of different prostheses. It can go from a below knee to above knee, it can be arms. The main difference is that we offer the highest quality available in Kenya, but we offer it at about 1/3 to 1/5 of conventional cost. However, when people hear affordable, they also think it's bad quality, and I really want to make sure that that's not the case. The quality is the highest. We will never compromise on this.
Some of the raw materials used in making the prosthetic limbs are imported, as they are not readily available in Kenya.
So we also need to import some components because having a big factory in China making millions of components is often more affordable. However, the prosthetic socket, so the part that connects to your body, that is printed, 3D printed here. The filament, which is the plastic that we use to make it, that we have to import it as well. We are seeing if we can set up a project next year to recycle the plastics here in Kenya and make it ourselves. But right now it's too much. We first want to make sure we help people, and then we'll see how we can improve our supply chain.
With the highest quality of materials used, it is a guarantee that the prosthetic limbs will last longer.
Our longest use by a patient right now is 1.5 years, which is already quite a lot, but not enough. And so we are currently involved in testing at a university in Europe, where we have a robot that is walking and imitating a human walking. So that robot has been walking constantly since November, and it is currently at about 2.5 million cycles, which means that basically it's imitating a patient that walks for more than 4 years. The robot is still going. We don't know how long it will keep going, but we hope that it will last maybe for 5 or 6 million cycles. However, every prosthetic is custom made for each patient, but we make sure that they last for years.
Florian is open to partnerships that can enable them reach many persons with disabilities.
We don't currently have a partnership with the National Council. We are, however, starting conversations with them, and we would love to have this. But it will take a bit more time, I think, before we can implement this partnership full scale.
However, they are able to attend to patients who cannot come to their workshop.
We do not need a patient to come to our workshop. That's also why our workshop is so small in comparison to traditional workshops. We can just send one of our orthopedic technologists, one of our medical experts on a matatu, by car, wherever they want to go, they can go. All they need is their smartphone in their pocket and their computer in their backpack, and they can go and see a patient anywhere in the country. Then they come back here, we do the fit, we print the prosthetic and we assemble it, and then we can do the fitting again in the patient's house. Of course, if we need to go somewhere for one patient, there is a slight extra cost, but we are hoping to set up partnerships with hospitals in these different cities, so that if one of my guys need to go to Kisumu, for example, if he goes there for 5 or 6 patients, we don't need to charge more, because then it's worth it to go there. And then we're also looking into partnerships with different county governments and with different hospitals to make sure that we can reach out to people all over the country without having to set up a whole workshop, because it's slow to set up a new workshop. It's much faster if you can just send someone with their smartphone, visit the patient, and then the patient can get fitted a couple of days later.
Customer satisfaction is key, and they strive to always ensure that their service meet the standards set.
Of course, when we just started, we had a couple of issues with our first patients because the technology was new. But those patients got their prosthetic adjusted or even got a new one for free. So we always make sure that if there is an issue, you will get sorted. We will make sure you're happy. We will do whatever needs to be done. But so since then, actually, all of our patients have been very happy. We've also had a lot of response from patients who have had a prosthetic fitted in another workshop, who are quite surprised that we are so much more affordable, and they feel like they have been ripped off a little bit. They say, yeah, but you know, I paid 300,000 shillings for this and you can give it to me for 100. So basically someone stole 200,000 shillings from me, which I think is a fair point. Someone indeed took that money without adding more value. So yeah, those people, I invite them when they need a new prosthetic to come to us and get the same or a better quality at a much more affordable price. If you yourself need a prosthetic or you know someone who might need one, you can always reach out to us by phone at the number 0700 345 822. Or you can send us an email to info@prothea.co.ka. We will be very happy to help you. If you're in Nairobi, please come by our workshop. If you're not, we can arrange for one of our experts to come by to your local hospital or to your home, whatever is more comfortable for you.
Let's take a short break, but we'll be right back with more. Don't go too far.
We're differently abled, differently.